Could you imagine having a loved one go missing for almost 30 years and not knowing what happened to them or even if they're still alive? If so, this is a case of Miss Bula Mae Robertson. If you want to know more, please continue watching.
You are watching Roll a Mile in My Shoes TV.
Could you imagine your loved one going missing for almost 30 years and not knowing what happened to them or even how they went missing or even if they're still alive? Well, this is what happened to Miss Bula Mae Robertson, or Miss Bula, known to many in her community. She went missing on October 5th, 1993, or at least that's when she was reported missing. But the last time anybody saw her was 1 o'clock that morning, and her daughter did not see her the next day, which was October 5th of 1993. So that is when she reported her missing. Now, the family friend, Erica, said that Miss Beulah showed up to their house at 1 o'clock in the morning, and she's not sure if Miss Beulah was looking for her mother or her brother. And that is kind of, very strange that someone would be looking for someone at 1 o'clock in the morning and, nobody knows what they want or why they're there, or at least that's what Erica said at the time, that she, didn't know why she was there or what, she wanted, or if, like I said, she was looking for her mother or her brother. Now, I don't know very much about the area that Miss Beulah frequented, because she frequented an area in her community called Old Township. And from the way that, I grew up, and it could be, wrong for me to assume this, but if you are looking for anybody, after a certain time, especially at 1 o'clock in the morning, my mind goes to substance abuse like drugs or even alcohol, or, even, prostitution. I'm not sure if any of these things were true, and I'm pretty sure that, many people who knew her would say that they probably aren't true. I'm just speculating, and, I don't think that, anything good could come of someone looking for someone at 1 o'clock in the morning, especially when that's the time when people are usually asleep or at least about to go to sleep. Now, even though Miss Beulah was known to frequent, the Old Township area, I don't know if that part of town is or was drug infested during that time. And over the years, people's memories tend to fade, and some people might not even be alive anymore to, confirm or deny this. So, and then you have to think, over time, sometimes they change the names of the streets, different, buildings are torn down and different buildings are put up. So these are some things to take into account when you think about, the area that she frequented, back then. And a lot of people, or at least the ones that I've asked, don't even know or remember that being a street name in the county where she went missing or city where she went missing. And, I just think that that's due to, the passing of time. And so just to know that, she could have, just decided to, leave it all behind. But I doubt that's the case because she had a young daughter who reported her missing. And I don't think that she would be the type of person to just go missing and not, take her child with her, or at least, take her daughter into account if she's having plans on disappearing. You never can really tell unless these things are confirmed. But like I previously stated, it would be, nice to know if the area that she frequented, if it is a known or was a known drug area back then, because that could kind of, give us some context clues of why she might have been looking for these people, at 1 o'clock in the morning. And, what did she want? And it would be nice to know if the girl that saw her, if she could remember if she, seemed distressed or like anything was wrong, or, anything like that, because that might help as well. But like I said, time passes and memories fade. So you have to take all that into account because, she could, have been running from somebody and trying to get away from them. And she didn't want to alert anybody to anything being wrong. And, that could have been the case. Or, sadly, like most people, she could have been the victim of a kidnapping or something like that. But, she hasn't been seen since, or, still. And her case just was added to the missing persons database in Georgia. And so they are, working with the Macon Regional Crime Stoppers to help solve her case or get any anonymous tips in the case. So if you have any tips or things about this case, no matter how small it may seem, please, call the Macon Regional Crime Stoppers, and I'll leave that number down in the description box below so anybody can go back to this video and find the number and, give tips. And you can remain anonymous, but also remember, for anybody who gives, credible tips or can lead to her whereabouts, $8,000 is being offered, even though that's a very small amount to some people, but anything can help in this case. So just keep those things in mind. And I will also put her missing persons flyer at the end of this video as well. But I mean, if anybody has any information about this case to help bring her home, please, please, please do not hesitate to contact authorities, because I'm pretty sure her family has been searching for her for all these years, and they just want to bring her home. So if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
Police Department is asking for your help in solving a cold case that's nearly 30 years old. Our Ashton Packer joins us live now in the studio with details on the disappearance of Bula Mae Robertson. Ashton.
Greg, the Warner Robins Police Department has partnered with Macon Regional Crime Stoppers to gather information on what happened to Bula Mae Robertson back in 1993. 28 years later, they're offering $8,000 to anyone who helps solve the mystery.
Yeah, she was a humble person. Yeah. Yeah, go out of the way for you and everything. That's why we couldn't understand what happened to her. Didn't know nothing. She just vanished.
What happened to this woman? Bula Mae Robertson, Miss Bula to those who knew her, was last seen at her home in Warner Robins in October of 1993. Erica Bell, who was 13 at the time, says she and her mother were friends with Robertson and saw her the day she disappeared.
It was late. I never forget it. It was late. She came to our house that night. I'm not for sure if this alone. I don't know if she was looking for my mother or she was looking for my brother. But she came and knocked on our door. It was like, it was probably about 1:30 in the morning. And the next day came along, and Tamika, that's her daughter, Tamika came to our house and was like, have you seen her mama? And I was like, no. You know, days and days went by, and she vanished.
According to the Warner Robins Police Department, her daughter reported her missing. Bell recounts that Tamika was only about 15 years old at the time and has since been left wondering what happened to her mother.
So no matter how small a person thinks their information is, call us and share it, because that might be the missing link to put everything together on the case.